What's up, everybody? Brendan here for Red State, and it turns out that another LGBT intrusion into entertainment is crashing and burning, this time in the form of Superman. As some of you might have known, DC Comics decided to release a comic featuring Clark Kent's son, Jonathan Kent, who they wrote to be a climate change fighting, pro-immigration, gay guy. And its comic was pretty devoid of action. In fact, most of the storylines revolved around his gay boyfriend, making Superman a sub-character in his own comic. Apparently it was so boring that people just decided not to buy it. Go figure. Go figure. I don't know, maybe it wasn't even just the boredom, because we're seeing this continuously happen over and over again, where, propaganda from the LGBT community keeps getting introduced into entertainment, and people just don't show up for it, just like the movie Bros. People did not show up to watch Bros, and despite the fact that they continuously tried to make it out that, viewers or moviegoers in America were just homophobes, maybe it just turns out that the movie A wasn't very good, and people just aren't into watching gay people do their thing. And obviously there's going to be a demographic that just isn't into gay rom-coms, just like there's not going to be a demographic that's into watching gay relationships in comics, despite the fact that you slap Superman's logo on his chest. Let's go ahead and dive into this. This is up at redstate.com right now. And at redstate.com, you can sign up for the VIP program using promo code SAVEAMERICA. It'll take off 40% of the price. And you're going to get a lot of stuff that you don't normally get on the front page, including articles, including some from yours truly, and soon videos and podcasts. So, go sign up. Promo code SAVEAMERICA. Trust me, you won't regret it. DC Comics canceling gay Superman solo run at failure to sell. Really bad news for DC. According to CBR.com, the news was broken during a New York Comic Con panel that Jon Kent's solo run will end at issue number 18. Odd number to end an issue at. A very early number to end an issue at. Apparently, it's just not selling, and so they're having to move on. This is what was said about the New York Comic Con announcement by CBR.com. During the DC's Superman panel at New York Comic Con, the publisher revealed Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 18, will be the final issue of the series. Upon its completion in December, DC will launch a new 6-issue miniseries, Adventures of Superman, Jon Kent, written by Tom Taylor, who has been writing the gay Superman stories, and featuring art by Clayton Henry. Jon will finally get his chance to take on the man who is responsible for kidnapping and torturing him, Ultraman. The Superman of Earth 2, Val Zod, will also play a major part in the 6-issue miniseries, arriving in comic shops in early 2023. DC Comic teased of the new series. So, from what I understand, the initial launch of The Son of Kal-El did not really garner that much attention either, though. And by the time its third issue came out, it was even worse. This, at Red State, only the response hasn't been all that fantastic, as Tom claimed. In fact, it's been abysmal according to the charts. DC Comics stopped publishing its sales numbers after its new social justice-focused comics began drowning. As I reported in January, the initial debut of Son of Kal-El sold only 68,000 copies, putting it at number 17. By the third issue, it only had sold 34,000, putting it at number 77, from 17 to 77. According to another metric I saw from a website that monitors sales from comic book stores, it's now at number 82. So it continued to sink. No one is going out there to buy these comics except for maybe collectors at this point in time. But this move is designed to make collectors spend more money. Issues of number ones typically do sell a lot more because collectors hope that they'll appreciate and value, or they just want them in their collection. This is no different. What they're hoping to do is two things. One, by making this an only 18 comic series, they're hoping to appreciate the value of the comics. People will rush out to get them because who knows, if they're going to go out of print, you'll have that comic series when Superman debuted as gay. And then this 6-part series, same thing. It's all limited. They want to put up numbers to make it seem like they're doing well, like this is a high-demand character. But clearly, it's not a high demand character. People just aren't going out there to absorb gay material. Now, I will say this, if you are gay and you are enjoying it, that's great. Find something that you like. But the issue with this isn't just that he's gay. The issue is that this is mainly a injection of politics into pop culture. It is utilizing something that has previously established and loved universally throughout the world, and then using that as a way to introduce social justice ideas into the mainstream. Because these social justice ideas can't exist by themselves. They have to come in on the back. They have to barnacle themselves onto a previously established idea and use it as a delivery system for their new ideas. So this is really what this boils down to. A lot of people did not want politics in their escapism. And this has been a continued pattern. It hasn't stopped for a long time. You have it in almost everything. Right now, you are seeing it through the movie Bros, which tried to take the rom-com idea and make it completely gay. And from what I understand, I haven't seen it myself, but from what I understand, it is obnoxiously gay to the point where even it gets into stereotypical territory. And apparently even gays did not watch this. You can actually see this in the last video I made, which is about the movie and the reaction to it from the public. But you also see this happening in Amazon's Lord of the Rings of Power, which has bastardized Tolkien and is now calling the fans evil for their response and not watching it, making it one of the biggest disasters in television history. You saw it from Star Wars. Every time a Star Wars brand movie or show releases that does not meet expectations from the fans, it falls short. What happens? They try to lash out at the fans. You had Obi-Wan come out before it even had one episode out. You had them calling fans racist for their reaction to Reva, a black woman who played Reva, despite the fact that they really didn't provide maybe a handful of tweets, one of them which wasn't even that bad from what I read. They provided a handful of tweets and nothing more. They didn't really have solid proof on their side. You see it in Marvel movies, Marvel shows. You see it in She-Hulk, which basically is an entire show dedicated to lashing back out at Marvel fans and men. This is consistently from these studios attempts to introduce politics or wokeness or social justice into entertainment. And people just aren't into it. And they shouldn't be into it. They shouldn't be forced to subject themselves to preaching from a leftist, or from anyone for that matter, really, but even a leftist out there who are trying to come in and infiltrate these studios and write these scripts and direct these shows, whose ideas are completely divorced from reality. No one should be subjected to that kind of preaching. No one should want to use, and they don't want to use, clearly, their free time to absorb any of it. People go to escapism to escape. Not to hear more politics, not to hear your opinion and preachiness. That's really not what they're there for. Superman also is one of those characters who is all about truth, justice, and the American way. Well, now they've completely screwed that over. No longer is Jonathan Kent for truth, justice, and the American way. He's for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow, which, the left's use of the word justice is pretty weird. We'll say that. And a better tomorrow. Well, according to the left, a better tomorrow looks also pretty weird. Climate justice, feminism, CRT, all of this stuff is being thrown into places that they don't need to be thrown into. And they're trying to force people to accept it, and they're trying to normalize it by putting it in on the back of something that people loved, which is wrong to do. They shouldn't do that. So this stuff deserves to fail. And I don't see this New Adventures of Superman, Jon Kent, doing any better. I think it's also going to fail. And it should fail. It should. There needs to be characters out there that absolutely are LGBT. I don't mind that. Of every kind of background. That's perfectly fine. But come up with these characters on your own. Make them their own characters. Stop trying to piggyback them in off the back of characters that are previously established and people already love. It makes no sense, and it makes people mad, and it makes them turn away, which is exactly what's happened here. DC Comics deserves to fail. It deserves to fail in this. It deserves to fail in everything else where it tries to inject politics. That's just the way it is. And it will continue to be that way, no matter what studio does it, no matter what format they put it in. Politics and escapism do not mix, because it just becomes propaganda, and no one is here to see propaganda. Hey, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.